Khalif Kairo siku mob mtu yangu upatikani. Bro, tell me the secret bana. Siku hizi catch feelings tu ni flights peke yake.
Ni pesa tunatafuta bana.
Mtu yangu nafikiria watu travel after wamepata pesa, una travel kuitafuta.
Juu unajua like at times lazima utoke hii scale ya Kenya.
Yeah.
Usikubali Kenya iko boxing.
True.
Kuna opportunities like all over the world. I run 2 companies. There's Zakayo and Kairo, which is a car importation company and a car dealership. There's a new company called Jetman.
Yeah.
So this is an aircraft sales company.
Right.
We sell aircraft and we also offer aircraft solutions like leasing. I actually tarmacked after finishing high school, by the way. So these guys, of course, I told them I wanted to sell cars, but I was 18 years old.
Yeah, so I want to
But I normally tell guys nilitamak nikaenda showroom car 5 asking for a job. When I was about to give up, one guy just looked at my confidence. The guy is called Sam Dwatiana. He used to run a showroom at Valley Arcade. Okay. The guy gave me a job, gave me a sales job.
Right.
He was like, look, okay, it's fine. I'm going to give you a sales job. Come here, learn.
Do not mind owning a plane one day.
They're very nice.
Yeah.
That's my new mission, like to kuonyesha wa Kenya, owning these things is not really a big deal.
Right.
Yeah, unaweza fuel V8.
Yeah.
Utashindwa kufuel ndege.
Classmates mko fiti, welcome to another episode, another class of Becoming CEO, where we get to sit down with ladies and gentlemen who've achieved success in one way or the other and try and find out and figure out their secret to the success, their journey, to scale story out, to know what we can learn. And I'm super excited about our guest today because he's doing things different, and I'm more excited about the crop of new businessmen and women that are coming up. They are loud, they are unapologetic. We call them socialpreneurs here, and I'm so excited to have this conversation with him. As usual, tuko hapa hivi Longonot Place where you can book your staycation. It's an amazing, beautiful space for your staycation. Check it out. Luku kama kawaida, kama imekubali ni ya Rajab Karume. Check him out. Link hapa hivi kwa bio. Check out social zake. Get Luku your CEO at an affordable budget. Kabisa, man. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, please help me introduce and welcome Khalif Kairo. Uko fiti mtu yangu?
Niko fiti kabisa.
Yeah. Siku mob mtu yangu upatikani. Bro, tell me the secret bana. Siku hizi catch feelings tu ni flights peke yake.
Ni pesa tunatafuta bana.
Bro,
tunatafuta kila mahali. Left, right, center. Europe, Asia. Lazima tuiwai.
Mtu yangu nafikiria watu travel after wamepata pesa, una travel kuitafuta.
Juu unajua like at times lazima utoke hii scale ya Kenya.
Yeah.
Usikubali Kenya iko boxing.
True.
Kuna opportunities like all over the world.
Yeah.
So I think concept yangu ni kutry ku scale out.
Okay. Yeah. Tutaruka hapo hivyo. First of all, wacha tu address the elephant in the room. Mimi niko na beef mbaya. Mtu yangu nilipata ka email nikaambiwa nimenominatiwa awards fulani, Pulse Awards. Next time naingia huko hivyo bro, napata ulitangulia like 5 days before. Umepata votes, alafu kuzidisha manze mpaka ushaanza kutumia watu za cabbage. Man. I love how aggressive you are in everything that you do, Manzi. Yeah. So I looked at that whole thing. I was like, he's a smart businessman. He's getting his brand out there. So amazing, man. Mbona una scale out your design? Why are you looking to ship everywhere? Usha conquer Kenyan market, ama what's happening here?
I just feel like a lot of guys pay a lot of attention to Kenya. Kenyans were very industrious.
Yeah.
You go to other countries, you notice that Kenyans are aggressive. I think 844 kuna actually tufanyanga. I can't say much about the new kids wa CBC when you turn out, but us we are hardcore. So ukiangalia Kenya, we are too crowded.
Right.
There's so many of us doing the same thing. But there are virgin markets out there. Last week I was in Uganda. You go to Uganda, very beautiful place.
Yeah.
In a come up. They don't have an economy as big as Kenya's.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of potential for business and a lot of potential for growth. I met a Kenyan lawyer, the guy who's handling my affairs. There's a Kenyan lawyer. jamaa ameenda huko, so nilikuwa muuliza unaweza rudi home, anambia narudi home kufanya huko kumejaa mawakili. But nikiwa hapa wa Kenya kaa nyinyi mkikama, I can handle your things, you know. So there are so many opportunities out there that we cannot be hatuwezi kuwa contained si wote na hii setup ya Kenya. You go to the US, unapata wa Kenya wana run nursing homes, they're doing big things. Unaenda places kama Dubai, find guys running big multi-million-dollar companies.
Right.
So every time I see that, I get challenged to kutoka comfort zone.
Okay.
Because I feel Kenya is a comfort zone to a certain extent. There's more money to be made out there. There are so many opportunities.
Right.
Now, with the effort we put in Kenya to survive, ukireplicate effort yenye market yenye ni rewarding, si competitive sana, there's a lot of, there's a lot you can reap. Yeah.
Before hatuendelee bro, tumeanza story, tumekimbia bro. Haujaji introduce what you do, what company you run. Wacha wase wakujue mtu yangu.
Okay. Mi naitwa Khalif Kairo. That's my social media more operate na those names.
Okay.
But my real names are Joseph Kairo Amboy.
Okay.
So I run 2 companies.
Okay.
That are mostly zinajulikana.
Yeah.
Of course mtu akosangi tule to beef.
Hizo
zikosangi, but the main ones, the ones that that I'm pushing very prominently right now, there's Zakayo and Kairo, which is a car importation company and a car dealership.
All right.
We have an outlet on Kiambu Road, dealership, and there's another one we're setting up on in Westlands. Na pia there's a new product we call Jetman. There's a new company called Jetman.
Yeah.
So this is an aircraft sales company.
Right.
We sell aircraft, and we also offer aircraft solutions like leasing. Ukitaka kulease ndege, if you want consultancy, you don't know what plane to buy. So we have all those net connections in the industry. So we can offer consultancy.
Bro, umesema kitu yote iko na engine, utaventure na utauza.
Lazima.
Unaanza kuuza boats lini?
Actually ni natural. Unajua ukiangalia kwenye economy ya Kenya inaenda.
Yeah.
If you look at the ultra rich people in Kenya, achana tena ultra rich, John, the big boys.
Yeah.
Same hata sisi too, like the upcoming businessmen. Ideally, someone will buy a car, buy a house, buy land because we are Kenyans.
Yeah.
Now, if you're still making money, naturally, the other place you could go now based on trends in other countries is you either want to get a plane or a boat.
That is true.
Yeah. So naturally, one day, one time, we'll start selling. It's just a matter of understanding the industry, because you can't just bite everything at once. So we started with cars, we got it right. So now we are going into aircraft, we're still getting it right.
Yeah.
Then once we get it right and we assess the market, then we can still go into boats. Yeah.
I'm here for it, man. I do not mind owning a plane one day.
And they're very nice.
Yeah.
That's my new mission, like to kuonyesha wa Kenya, owning these things is not really a big deal.
Right.
Ka unaweza fuel V8,
utashindwa
kufuel ndege.
Mtu yangu umecompare V8 na ndege. They operate on the same...
Mafuta? Watu wa V8 wanatumianga pesa mingi sana. It's only that they don't say it. They spend a lot of money on fuel.
Oh, man.
Those are thirsty cars. Ni gari Mombasa inaweza meza hata kitu kama... Can even meza like how much? 20k ama 30k.
That's one way. Yeah. So kuenda na kurudi.
Ndege, a small plane like a Cessna 172 itakunywa probably around the same one way. Around maybe kwenda Mombasa ni say give or take hata 20,000 or 30,000. Yeah. So unaona zijachana sana.
Were you always interested in cars and planes kutoka ukiwa mtoi ama
No, growing up I was always like nilikuwa napenda mandege.
Okay.
I remember kuna ngoma, there's this song I keep telling people, ngoma nilifanya nikabambika sana na story ya mandege. Kuna huyu jamaa anaitwa TID. TID, the Tanzanian guy. So this song inaitwa Siamini, where in the video I think they go into a plane and then goes anapeleka dem date na ndege. So they're flying above Zanzibar, they land.
Right.
So I remember watching that song because ngoma ilitoka 2002 if I'm not wrong. I remember watching it saka 2003 or 2004 and telling myself, damn, I want to be that guy.
You want to be the guy flying out.
So from that very early age, like kulikuwa na impression. Of course pia kosangi zile nursery school trip. Zile mnapeleka Wilson, you're shown around the planes. So it's actually the small things.
Yeah.
But then now growing up I started pia magari nikaanza kudevelop those interests, with cars, with planes. So slowly growing up until when I nilifika by I think class 8.
Yeah.
I was spending so much time reading encyclopedias. Our school used to have those big encyclopedias when That's World Hope Academy in Kawangware.
No.
It's funded by missionaries
Right.
from the US. So they donate
A lot of
books
yeah.
to the school.
Yeah.
And some of the books I used to read, kuna hizi encyclopedia yenye inaanza na A, inaanza na B,
Yes,
like the big encyclopedia.
Yeah. I remember them with the hardcovers.
Yeah, with the hardcover, very big.
Yeah.
So I'd like read one of those. So kuna airplane, so I'd go to the airplane section. So nasoma naelewa venye engines na wakingi nini. So even by the time naenda high school, like I already had a passion with nilikuwa na hiyo passion ya kufly and what.
Right.
So I always knew in high school class 8 hapo nilikuwa najua if I wasn't going to become a pilot professionally, I was going to become a lawyer.
Okay.
Yeah, but story sasa ya magari ilianza kuniingia vizuri kuuza around I think when I was in high school. Now there are friends from my neighborhood whose older bros used to sell cars. So I'd see these guys and I'd be like, this is interesting. These guys keep changing cars.
Yeah.
Leo amekuja na Makex, kesho amekuja na Kasi 180, the other day atakuwa na Vitz. I'm like, since I like cars, this is not something that is too difficult. Then growing up, my mom used to have a shop.
Okay.
So I'd man the shop. I'd actually man the shop. You should tell this people you're my cousin. You know Phil is actually my cousin.
Yeah, and I found out, when did we find out? 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
Okay.
No, but mimi nilikuwa najua. When do uko najua? So you see, so my mom.
Yeah.
So mom used to have a shop in Kawangware. So in my late early teen years, alikuwa aniachenga shop ni run. So in that shop nilianzanga kupata that business acumen.
Right.
Because you see her taking stock.
Yeah.
You know what she bought the stock at. You know what profit she's made on an item.
Yeah.
And you hear her complaining about losing clients to supermarkets. So at a very early age, I was already learning. It's only that, just so ukigrow up na setup ya Kenya, uoni nika unasoma.
True.
Because system yetu imetucondition kusoma ni kwenda chuo.
Shule kuna mwalimu.
Kitabu nini.
Yeah.
But you see learning is everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so basically that will sum up my childhood. Hizo ndege na planes and guns were always part of the...
Guns?
I was just have like textbooks zangu za primo na high school. Doodle guns. I can actually draw very well.
Something that runs in the family.
You can draw, eh?
Yeah, oh, very well.
So kuna that artistic side.
Yeah, there's that artistic. Hey, so now how do you start selling cars? After umetikiwa se kwa neighborhood, can you remember your first sale and how you felt? No, uliuza gari gani?
Yeah, I remember it. Then we never saw the first sale.
Yeah.
Because it takes too much time to build towards the first sale.
Yeah.
So the first sale we did was ilikuwa gari gani, ilikuwa Primera, a white Primera. I think it was a KBR. But we sold it to Nakuru, to a lady in Nakuru. I still have that lady's contact.
Wow.
We drove it to Nakuru.
Wow.
That was in 2015,
February.
Was it February? No. 2015 to be very precise, March actually.
March.
Yeah, somewhere between February, but mostly March, the first week of March. Because I remember when I was making that sale, the results za KCSE zilikuwa zimetoka na nilichimba.
So dream ya lawyer.
Dream ya lawyer ikakunywa maji hivyo.
Yeah.
Lakini but juzi nimeona msee amekuwa lawyer big.
Oh. Wewe mtu yangu nataka kuanzisha hiyo vita. Kuna upcoming lawyer kwa room, so yeah.
So at that point I actually tarmacked. After finishing high school, by the way. So these guys, of course, I told them I wanted to sell cars, but I was 18 years old.
Yeah, so I want to
But I normally tell guys nilitamak nikaenda showroom car 5 asking for a job. When I was about to give up, one guy just looked at me, looked at my confidence. The guy is called Sam Dot. He used to run a showroom at Valley Arcade. Okay. The guy gave me a job, gave me a sales job.
Right.
He was like, look, okay, it's fine. I'm going to give you a sales job. Come here, learn.
Right. Yeah.
At times when God wants to help you, kutumia tukao. Like, because I look back now, I was such a small kid. I see 18-year-olds coming to ask me for jobs and I'm like, dude, you need to learn stuff, eh?
Yeah.
But sasa mimi nakumbuka, wait, hata mimi nilikuwa 18 years and I was trying to do the same thing.
Right.
So this guy gives me a job. I make my first sale on March 2015. The first car was ilikuwa hiyo Primera. The next car was a Nissan Serena. The third car was a Toyota East. Because when we sold the Primera, we did a trade-in over Toyota IST. And I remember we took it at 450K. I still have the details of that deal. I
can imagine.
Ilikuwa significant. And it was also my first time to drive from Nairobi to from Nairobi to Nakuru.
Right.
Because we drove it with one of my bosses. I call it Mwangi Stanley. So we drove it. He let me drive. Mbeni aje, look, you drive.
Right.
So pole tu hivyo hadi Nakuru. Kenda nikigain confidence.
Yeah.
So no, it's the small
small
things too.
Small things.
Then from that point, I worked with those guys for 2 years.
Okay.
2017, I have this pattern in my life that move kamali na feel if I'm not moving, God has a way of like pushing me from a certain situation.
Yeah.
So 2017 comes, I resign. 2017 January, Feb, roughly there, and I start selling cars on freelance.
Right.
So freelance ni ile like you
Nasikia kuna msako.
basically ni aje feel anataka moti. Budget yako ni 600. Sindio? And then Spikes ako na budget ya so 7.
Yeah.
So mi kazi yangu ni kuconnect watu wawili hapa katikati yao. I know I can make 100,000.
Yeah.
It sounds very easy but
No,
it's very
not.
difficult. Kubroka ni ngumu. Kubroka ni ngumu. Juu utaenda introduce feel na nini wa exchange numbers. Bro umekunywa maji. Tapata tutapatana tu siku moja na Spikes na gari yake.
Right.
Si mimi ndo nilikutumia gari WhatsApp. Gari gani? So ni ngumu, but I did that for like nilifanya brokerage freelance for like 2017 up to 2018. 2018 I went to Kiambu Road. I met a guy called Jesse and the wife is called Purity. They still run a showroom in Urban Drive.
Okay.
On Kiambu Road.
I know Urban Drive. Yeah,
very nice guys.
Yeah.
Very very beautiful couple. So these guys taught me how to import cars because I now worked under them for like 2018, whole of 2018. Whole of 2019, I left their place in 2019 around December, November.
Right.
So I left, and then I started Imports Bekairo. Though I started Imports Bekairo in 2017. Now the page. Yeah. But then nikibroka magari, I'm brokering using. Initially the page was called Khalif Kairo. Ilikuwa jita tu Khalif Kairo. Now the page. Yeah. And then around 2018 I changed it to Imports Bekairo. Now Imports Bekairo was a name that Facebook actually suggested. The name I wanted was Kairo's Custom Imports, but Facebook was like, look. There's a company that bears the same name, the same username. Yeah. So we can give you there's a way the AI will suggest a name. What about things like Imports by Kairo? Like sounds weird, but then there's Flair by Betty, so why not?
Yeah. Right.
So nika nini hapo did it fast forward 2019 I met 2 guys, and then 2020 we set up Imports by Kairo. Now at the height of COVID. Remember when you're setting up Imports Bekairo ndio COVID sasa
imegonga.
Ndio imeingia sasa ile proper ndio vitu zinaanza kushut down. Because when you were building our office, people were put in pressure. Ile time nilikuwa mnaambia unyewe watu wataki kwenda job, wafungiwe. Literally they know wangefungiwa for almost a year. But that was the time we actually set up. Yeah.
After mmemaliza set up ndio kumefungwa.
Ndio kumefungwa. But some of grace ya God inakuanga tu juu. Even during COVID we sold.
I keep saying Kenyans usiwai trust watu wakisema hakuna pesa
no do iko
mtu yangu time ya COVID kulikuwa kumefungwa, lakini Nairobi bado kulikuwa na jam. Mashindwa
in fact hata jana nilikuwa naambia nilikuwa naambia Twitter. There's a guy I think he's called Kotos, yes, who was saying who was just one of those hopeless tweets. Hii inchi tumesoma. But I'm telling the guy, look, Kenya has a lot of potential. Like there's a lot of money in this country. In fact, like hii inchi tu ni ukwe tu na the right attitude, you can make a lot of money.
That is true.
Na ukiangalia all the major countries, all the major successful countries, life were expensive. These are some of the things people don't want to acknowledge, but it's the truth.
It's true.
Any country that is growing, na any country that inaanza kuwa first world, things become very expensive.
Super expensive.
Yes. Kwa sababu sasa kama quality of life inaenda juu, someone has to pay for it. We live in a capitalist society. So unapatanga, I keep telling guys, don't really focus on the, on the, it's called what? On hakuna do, economy ni mbaya, or nini. Just ask yourself, look, okay, the economy is bad, or I'm not surviving well. Then how do I make more money? Yeah.
That's true.
Because ukiangalia Nairobi, say go to every place. There's a shopping center coming up, is a container. There's a new club. There's a new car wash. There's a new car dealership. There's a new land selling company. Ziko na niyo correlation.
Mtu yangu ulichangeaje mindset yako? Like where did you acquire this positive mindset what's a stuck on plane, store on the negatives? Meaning I'm bigger than all of this, I'm gonna scale up.
Actually, it goes back to my mom. Okay. My mom, mi ujifunza na story ya madhangu. My mom ametulea time ya Kibaki.
Yeah.
But my mom used to complain a lot. Look, the shop is not doing well. Oh, we're not getting enough customers. Oh, hata nataka kurudi ushago. So my mom, most of the time, she was complaining.
Yeah.
So until when I came to high school, and then I noticed, look, now people are saying time ya Kibaki ilikuwanga mzuri.
Ilikuwa poa, yes.
So I was like, it doesn't add up to me because why are we complaining time ya Kibaki? Oh, sijui kuliko. But at that point, bado tulikuwa tuna complain. Because look, interestingly, people say Kibaki lost in 2007.
Yeah.
People say, he rigged out, Right Honorable Raila Odinga. He was like rigged out.
Yeah.
So that tells you that there was a lot of people who are not happy with his performance.
That's true.
But now fast forward 10 years, 20 years, 12 years down the line, we all agree he was the best.
Yeah.
So you see the interest in the mindset with humans. And then pia, kuna place tu unafika. The moment unaanza, there's a point in life nili change. After hizi saga za imports by Kairo, I became very religious. Hata sasa nisiyo kusema religious, I became more godly. Like nikataka, I became more prayerful. Now the moment you become more prayerful and you now start understanding you have a purpose, God amekupatia kazi. When you start viewing things from that perspective, you become a very positive person.
Right.
Because you could lose everything, but at the back of your mind, unajiambia, this is God's plan.
Yeah.
Things are going to be okay. We are going to come out of this bad phase. It's normal.
Okay.
So that there's that spirituality aspect, and then there's the aspect of understanding how people think.
Yeah.
Even the Bible, even ukiangalia stories, hata Israelites wakiwa kwa desert, they'd still get free food and complain.
It's human nature.
It's human nature. Yeah.
Let's go back to the business. So umeingia field, like you've rightly put, kuna wase wengi wanauza magari.
Yes.
But you have to stand out.
Yeah.
And so what have you been doing different? What did you discover along the way that kuna wase wamekuwa kwa hiyo industry for a while? But right now, if you ask any Kenyan out there to mention a car importation company, they'll mention Kai and Kairo, which is hata mmemaliza 1 year.
Tumemaliza 1 year 2 weeks ago.
Exactly.
But I've been in the business for long, but the new brand memaliza only 1 year.
One year. Yeah. So what tactics did you use? Ndio to learn, tukusome. How did you brand yourself? How did you market? What tactics did you use to build your brand name?
Someone called it on Twitter guerrilla marketing.
Yeah.
But I'd say that I'd consider that an insult. Let me just call it. For me, it's a blitzkrieg of sorts. If you're a student of history, there's a tactic during World War II. There's a tactic the Germans used to walikuwa wanatumianga over another countries. So what they'd use mechanized units within the army. Okay. During kitambo, before hizi stories are tanks nini, war was very slow.
Yes.
2 armies assemble on one side. The guys with guns, the guys there's the cavalry.
Yeah.
So the cavalry will charge, and then the infantry will come and charge.
Right.
But now Hitler during World War II changed the face of warfare.
Yeah.
Because what he'd do, alikuwa tumianga hiyo blitzkrieg. So the blitzkrieg used to work like this. So ideally, first thing the guy does, they first soften the target up. But throw aircraft, bomb. So have that, kwanza initangwaje, you've shocked the enemy.
Yeah.
Imagine in Nairobi, if you walk up today, there are bombs flying everywhere.
Yeah.
So first of all, you're shocked.
Yeah.
So second thing, morale yenyu itaenda chini.
Of course.
And then the next thing, don't give the enemy any time to relax. Throw in the mechanized units. Now the mechanized units are the tanks and the heavy armor. And then now lastly, throw in the infantry.
Right.
So he used that tactic on so many countries, and it always worked. In fact, ukiangalia, the doctrines of modern warfare, they are based heavily on what Hitler nini. Now you can use the same tactic in marketing. So first things first, you need to be very different.
Right.
So you need, in my case, you need to create your own blitzkrieg. And in my case, it's video.
Yeah.
Every time I go to a new platform, it's always the videos.
Right.
What made us stand out on Facebook was the videos.
The videos, yeah.
We do a lot of videos because videos ni kitu watu wengi hawaonangi. Like, people don't see the importance of videos. Many small business owners don't take video seriously.
That's true.
So that's number one. Number two, now what will you call them? The mechanized units. Next. Now there's the aspect of consistency. You have to be so consistent that any day you wake up, you're very sure you're going to get 30 posts Zakayo and Kairo. You guaranteed you'll get them.
Oof. Yes. I see your page. IG man. Hey, new posts.
It's guaranteed. You're going to see those posts.
Right.
So that deadly consistency, it has to be there. may get.
Right.
And then now people have to talk about you.
Yeah.
That's very important.
Right.
Don't let people forget about you. So stay relevant. Don't chase clout.
Yeah.
But be smart with how you pursue things.
Right.
Like ukiangalia Twitter, the character I portray on Twitter and the character I portray on TikTok or Instagram are very different. One thing with the social media is you need to understand each app. There's stuff you can say on Twitter. That's a big deal.
Right.
But if you tell someone that on Instagram,
Yeah.
utajipata kwa Edgar.
Kweli kabisa.
Again, there's a caption you can use on IG that you wouldn't use on Twitter.
Right.
And then there's Facebook. There's an approach you have to take for Facebook.
Yeah. Yeah.
So different demographics have different apps. And then there's TikTok. So understanding what type of your demographic is on each app is very important. You'll notice at times, time yenye na run page, kuna time bedhe mimi mwenyewe utapata. Like right now I can open my phone and decide to go somewhere and post. And just decide to, maybe push traffic to the website. So I'm posting simultaneously on Facebook and on Twitter. I cannot use the same taglines.
Yeah.
I'll use the same photo, but I'll use different captions.
Captions, yeah.
Because you need to understand the mood of every app. On Twitter, a lot of guys are toxic. That's just standard with the app.
Yeah.
So if you're going to Twitter, you're going for. You have to go with that mindset. That look, this is war, and these people have to understand that you really don't care. And that's why a lot of people avoid Twitter. A lot of Kenyan celebrities avoid Twitter.
Mimi nikiwa moja wao.
Naangalianga na cheki Butita. Ukiangalia activity
yeah.
Nyinyi hata kina Abel,
Yeah.
Like a lot of guys tend to avoid
Twitter.
Even businesses, even brands.
Yeah, for sure.
See mingi unapata like they are very aggressive on Twitter.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But unapata IG, you can be very big.
Yeah.
Facebook unaweza fanya hata post unapata 50,000 likes.
Yeah.
Because the mood on Facebook and Instagram inakuanga very controlled.
Yeah.
And there's a reason behind it. The owners of these apps, Elon is a right-winging person.
Yeah.
Conservative is a conservative. Freedom of speech. The conservatives in the US. Guy even lives in Texas, if I'm not wrong. On the other side, Facebook and Instagram are owned by liberals. If you tell someone to unfat on Facebook, you'll get blocked.
Yeah.
They'll suspend your account.
Yeah.
Your body shaming. Being a bad human being, bad boy, tumekunyanganya account 3 days, don't post.
Yeah.
Learn some manners. You can tell someone the same thing on Twitter. It's not a big deal.
Right.
Hata this is normal huko. Hii ndio normal operating procedure.
Ndio maana politicians flourish huko.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Kwa sababu sasa the way, but you also need to understand one thing. The demographic on Twitter heavily favors the sort of business I do. Because now Twitter has professionals. If I'm selling a G-Wagon and nimeleta G63,
Yeah.
Twitter venye iko engineered, Mike Sonko will see my tweet.
Right.
Maybe, who knows, even the president might see your tweet.
Yeah.
Because it's a very open platform. Facebook is very rigid. In the way I'm engineer app here, that you can only see tweets of people who have who mkona the same sort of interests.
Yeah.
So ukipata kama interest zako ni umna liking page za Mugithi sana, AI ya Facebook itakufeed vitu za Mugithi. Unajipatanga unafungwanga nini yako, unaona Samido, unaona Tony Young hapa, unaona nani.
Yeah.
But Ruto akipost vitu zake huko you won't see.
But
now AI ya Twitter is a bit more generalized. You could unaweza ndo post venye sijui app gani ilikufanyia jana, na that tweet will get so much they'll push it out.
Oh yeah, of course.
So now when you go into these apps you need to understand. So the fact that Twitter inanga those tight controls are bullying na nini means that there are a lot of bullies, there's a lot of toxicity on the app.
Yeah.
Which now means if you want to leverage on that app, you need to go down to their level. That's the approach I take. For me it's a blitzkrieg. If you are opposing, because initially when I went to Twitter there's a lot of opposition. Because there are people who believe no, you shouldn't be on this app.
Yeah.
In fact, you could see comments like, "Where would Instagram?"
Right. True.
So now you actually have to push back. And there are two ways you can push back. You can block everybody who criticizes you, which is not very sustainable.
Yeah.
Or you can play their own game. They banter you banter back. Yeah. That's what at times Polo Kimani atasema kitu na mimi nitampiga comeback.
Yeah. Yeah.
Guys will ask me, look, why are you engaging these guys? why nini. But look, if you don't engage these accounts,
Yeah.
these are the people with the say on that app. You need to engage them.
Yeah.
You need to come down to your level. To elitist yako. Don't pretend you're an elite. Oh, maybe make money more than them. No. Remove that. It's an app. Engage with them. They banter you, banter back. Now, what normally happens is the AI on Twitter will notice that, look, say every time I engage, he gets a lot of traffic.
Yeah, traffic.
So the app itself will push your content up. Yeah.
Two things you've told me. One, you told me in person, show every time you engage with that banter on Twitter, you sell a car.
We actually sell. Every single time we do it, we sell. Like, you could even track. That one is a track. Because we have a way of tracking. Every single time I'm trending on Twitter.
Yeah.
Every time I trend, check how many cars we'll post. In fact, in our internal groups za kampuni, you'll always see guys say, Kairo is about to trend, please let's push 10 cars zikuje juu kwa site.
Wow.
And those cars zenye zimepostiwa, because at times I'll trend for no apparent reason. You'll find at times when I trend, but there's nothing you said. It's just trending.
Yeah.
So ukiclick, automatically, ama ukigoogle, now sasa una-optimize jina yako na pia Google. That mtu akiandika Kairo, it just sends them directly to Kai and Karo.
Right.
Yeah.
Aren't you scared for your brand? Yeah, because in generally, what world is this that we are pushing? Like now, after this conversation, watu watasikia, kwa hivyo nikiingia pale Twitter ni engage na wasi toxic, busy yangu itapanda. So now we'll have more toxicity coming into the app. What is this world we're building?
No, it depends. It depends with what business you do.
Yeah.
You see some businesses thrive better on Facebook. Right. Like if you run there are some businesses that thrive better on remember I said, understand your demographic.
Yeah.
You could be trying to force things on Twitter for a demographic that is not there.
Yeah.
Maybe your demographic is on TikTok. Maybe watu wako IG. Maybe wase wako like for instance, someone who's gotten a baby.
Yeah.
You're more likely to push to get them. There are some behaviors tunaangalianga. Like when we are scheduling our adverts on Facebook, kuna zile behaviors tunajuanga. Mtu akona certain behaviors is more likely to buy a car. Yeah. Like a person who frequently travels on holiday.
Yeah.
In certain locations. Because you see, these apps have so much of information.
Right.
And sell that information to advertisers like us. So different applications have different demographics.
Yeah.
If you want to target, the beautiful ladies who are into fashion, who like posting their photos, beautiful shoots, you won't find them on Twitter because there's too much toxicity.
Yeah.
At a post picture, people will shame her. So she's not going to go to that app.
That's true.
No, I don't like this app.
Yeah.
Then you have people who are outspoken like me. I consider myself to be very outspoken.
Yeah.
I don't like Facebook because Facebook limits what I can say. On Twitter, I'll post something controversial. I'll trend, but the app will not take away my account. You try doing that. Facebook, you tell someone something. Where bedhe umeona sana, wacha kunisumbua. Just very ni banta.
Yeah.
Anakureport for bullying. They suspend your account for 3 days. Now I'm in business. That's not sustainable.
Yeah.
So that means I can't push my content to Facebook anymore. But you'll find there's a business that will feed very well on Facebook or Instagram. So first of all, you need to understand your business. You also need to understand your personality as a person.
Right.
There are people who get affected by what people have to say.
Yeah.
And there are people who have skin yao na ya hippo, same WhatsApp. Very, very thick. So you need to understand yourself as an individual.
Right.
If you're easily triggered by people and you get very angry, don't go to Twitter because people will keep triggering you and your emotions will take control and you'll make mistakes on the app.
Right.
I've seen people try to come to Twitter, make one controversial post and that's it. It's over for them. And then now you have guys like me who'll do something controversial on Saturday, still trend on Monday, do it on Wednesday, because we've mastered the psych in the app. We've mastered how to control and how to work around those emotions.
Right.
And we've mastered how to, while we are doing that, we are very keen not to lose touch with our target audience. A perfect person who's very good at doing that is actually Elon Musk. Yeah. Elon is a beast when it comes to manipulating people's emotions.
For sure.
And getting trolled and making money while at it. Everybody knows Tesla sells electric cars. Not because they've done a lot of marketing. I have never seen a Tesla advertisement in Kenya.
Actually, they don't have a budget for marketing. they have $0 for marketing.
Toyota spends billions and
Yeah.
billions of dollars. Audi spends billions and billions of dollars. But if you're talking electric cars, who will come to your mind?
Yeah, it's someone you find on the
Ni
Tesla. Yeah,
Ni Tesla.
yeah.
Why?
Elon Musk.
It's because of
He's
Elon.
the face. Yeah,
He's the face of the company.
Right.
Why is Elon famous? There are so many other guys who are rich.
yeah,
Because Elon is a troll on the internet. He's a troll.
yeah.
Elon is the guy who will wake up and just post a meme. But he's the world's richest man.
Right.
But he does things that conservative people will consider childish.
Yeah,
They'll ask, why does he engage with these people on Twitter? He's very rich. He can just buy an island, go chill. But he understands the mission. So I borrow heavily from Elon.
right.
And Elon knows. Elon, like right now, we are living in a phase where we are actually undergoing a revolution from traditional media to the new age media.
Right.
And the people who will make money in this new transition are the people who control opinions on the new age media. That's why Elon bought Twitter.
Yeah.
People don't see his game plan. This guy did not buy Twitter because he wants you to buy subscriptions and make no. He knows by buying Twitter he can control the narrative, and he knows that a lot of these legacy media stations are on their deathbeds.
Yeah.
And he knows where most of the traffic will shift. So who's going to get all that advertising revenue? It's people like Facebook, Twitter,
Right.
Insta.
Yeah.
So he understands. So on a smaller scale where I am, I know that if I have a lot of influence and if I have a lot of, provided you're not stealing, I always say, if you want to be controversial, just ensure that you don't trend for very bad reasons.
Right.
Like don't trend because you killed someone.
Yeah.
Or because you stole somebody's money. Trend because people find your opinions maybe a bit crazy. People find you eccentric. People, if you ask a person who hates Elon Musk, why do you hate Elon Musk? They will not tell you Elon killed someone and got away with it. They'll just tell you, no, I don't like his opinions. So, which boils down to the fact that you probably don't even hate the guy. Maybe you just like him. It's only that you portray it differently.
Right.
So, it's the same thing with me on Twitter. Most of the guys who will hate on me, troll on my post, have never met me.
Yeah.
I have never interacted with them. Stay wanyanganya dem.
Yeah.
So, at the end of it all, najua tu, ni story too. But
Yeah.
naangalia on the light side of things. And that's why on my Twitter, I have never blocked anybody. Even if you came and insulted my mom, I'll not block you. I'll just look at you.
You're a businessman who's figured out content creation and how to merge the two with your business, which is amazing.
Yes.
Let's go back to the business you do, which is cars.
Yes.
Bro, cars have become so expensive, manze. Way. Unaangalia bei ya gari leo, 2 months later.
Yeah.
I know we're talking about dollars and kuna taxes ziliongezwa, of course, tuko kwa hii serikali ya Ruto. But you're here telling us successful countries, things are expensive. So are you basically saying these prices are never going to go down?
Car prices are never going to go down. Though car prices have actually gone down in Japan, the actual price of cars in Japan has reduced. In terms of, I'm talking about like the auctions. Like if a Prado, kama ungewai Prado na, and one thing with Japan, now this is where I make a pitch for my company. If you ship a car through us, we don't charge you in dollars. We figured out a way where we can pay for vehicles in Japan using the yen. We hold the yen accounts in Kenya. So that means we save you money. So we don't have to do a conversion for, if you're going to buy a luxury car from us and we ship it from the UK, we can save you millions of shillings by simply not charging you in dollars.
Oof. Okay.
Yeah. So we base if you look at our quotes, even the quotes we give our clients, we give them in the Kenyan shilling. I personally don't subscribe to the idea of, if it's two countries that are trading, if it's Kenya and Uganda are trading, why should we use the dollar?
Right.
Why can't we have an interbank system where I can simply buy rands if it's South Africa, simply buy yen if it's in Japan? And that's what we have implemented in our business. So for the Japanese market, which is one of the biggest car source markets in Kenya, we don't charge in dollars. But generally, prices in Japan, there's a certain margin that cars have gone down. It may not be very substantial because it's very hard to achieve those gains because the dollar still comes into play. And this is where the dollar comes into play, shipping.
Okay.
So shipping is based on dollars.
Yeah.
Now, you can buy the actual car in Japanese
yen,
but the shipping cost will have to be factored in dollars. That's problem number one. Second problem is electric cars are creating havoc for us people who sell normal cars. Because what's happening is, if you're shipping a vehicle from Japan, if you're shipping a vehicle from Japan, if you're in Kenya, that is. A while back, there were so many carriers operating on that route. But now what's happening, China has started producing cars on a massive scale. Electric cars. Elon Musk has set up a factory in China for electric cars. So this creates an interesting problem where shipping lines are committing most of their fleet to the Chinese market. So that means if you want to ship a car from Japan, the shipping has actually gone up. Yeah.
Okay.
So, and then you find the lead times are not very good.
Yeah.
So it's creating havoc. So the actual shipping cost and because they're still pegged on the dollar.
Right.
And now the shipping turnaround times. But generally the price of cars has been falling.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I think a while back there was some crisis. Kuna parts hazikuwa zinapatikana during COVID.
Around COVID now. When COVID came in, immediately after COVID, when countries shut down, car prices dropped completely.
Yeah.
And then as markets started to recover in 2021, first there was a shipping crisis. Second, we had the semiconductor crisis.
Yeah.
So what happened was people were not letting go of their used cars. But now that problem, imende kikuwa solved pole pole.
Okay.
So now we are again seeing a situation where now they actually cars are coming to the market.
Right.
So we can't say that, prices are tena zimeninia. They've gotten to a point where the curve has slowed down. Okay. So it's actually the prices marginally maybe 50,000. So it's not yet any difference, cool, but it will make a lot of maybe if it's a 10 million car and you save 100,000, you see, it doesn't make much of a difference, but the prices have slightly come down.
Oof.
Yeah.
You travel a lot.
Yeah.
You're always working. I think we see you working.
Yeah.
Bro, juzi hata Twitter umewasha tena moto, ni kama ulikuwa umepata mutu ama ukupata hii story hatujui. This work-life balance for you, how are you making it work? I know you have a son. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's pathetic.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't even think I can sustain a relationship. I find it to be difficult because a lot of girls don't understand the commitment that is required to drive some of these visions. So see, right now I'm at a stage where the company is new. You see, if you're running a 1-year-old company, hata mara nyingi una operate on the red.
True. That's
You're operating on the red and it's normal.
Yeah.
For a person who's in business, you perfectly understand it's okay to be in debt, provided you're working towards, turning around things.
Right, yeah.
Companies take time to build. And if you look at all the successful people, they tell you, I used to work 14 hours.
Yeah.
Elon, who's my idol, nasemanga alikuwa alala kwa factory.
Manze.
So you see, imagine if you have a wife who's chilling at home, amekupikia mukimo hapo na nyama, you're coming home at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., you live in the house at, so umeingia 3 a.m., you've woken up at 9 a.m., you have to be at a meeting by 10 a.m., so you live a very bad, it's a very bad life.
Oh, yeah.
So for me, it's actually taken a toll on most of my relationships. But now with my son, now that is the absolute minimum that I can't go. So I always try to spare a day for him. Or there are two things. If I'm in Kenya, I never miss. One, I never miss church.
Okay.
That's number one.
Yeah.
Kunyeshe kusifanye ni unless ni kitu very compelling. Let's say ni kitu ya job ile, like maybe tumeenda out of town ama I'm not in the country. But if I'm in Kenya na si kitu compelling, I will even miss events. Kama Sunday I wanted to go to Masinga but I couldn't because I was like, I'm not going to church, I need to go to church.
Right.
Hata ile day nikienda UG, I had to go to church first because I take my relationship with God very seriously. And then next after that there's now my son. So my son I try every single week, I try to give him one day. Yeah. Hata kama ndamchukua sato, we go ride motorbikes, maybe, or take him in the afternoon, we come home, acheze PS. Akwe tu kwa presence yangu. Because I'm trying to mold someone who's going to run this operation once I'm gone.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so your work-life balance hiyo hakuna kitu kaa hiyo.
Mimi yangu ilikuwa alafu sasa tena urushe shule hapo. Mbaya.
Yeah, flight school.
Ukiongeza tena flight school. Now working on my commercial license. Right. It's just madness. But I try. But I think work takes a lot of my time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man. I was about to ask you what a normal day looks like for you. What time do you wake up? What happens in your... Okay, wacha to try to split. Ukiwa Kenya, what does a normal day look like for you?
Okay, so I'm not really an early morning person. That's one thing about me. I'm not an early morning person. My day starts at I'll wake up at 7.
Okay.
Most of the times, but I sleep late.
Right.
Sleep at 2. So I'll sleep at 1, 2. In some cases where you need to do something in Japan, by 2 a.m. in Kenyan time, Japan wameamka.
Yeah.
So you have to get anything done in the morning in Japan. You have to do it between 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. So I don't mind sleeping at 3 a.m. I'll sleep at 3 a.m., wake up at 8. Or maybe you sleep at, like today I slept at 3:30. Na kwanza nimelala nikiwatch movie yenyu. Hii click bang on Netflix.
Kabisa. Na you're psych, man.
You know it's like a 3-part series. So
Yeah.
the first was like, okay, kwani ishi. Hata nimalize tu hiki.
Yeah.
So I slept at 3:30. So I slept at 3:30.
Right.
Woke up at 8.
Yeah.
And then I'll wake up at 8, and then I have to go get coffee. Then from the coffee now I'll go to the office.
Right.
So once I go to the office, I'll basically get things done.
Right.
But if I'm not going to the office, in most cases kuna meetings or kama vile leo tuko na interview.
Yeah.
Ama maybe leo nimeamkia flight hivyo.
Right.
And then up at around 3 p.m. or 4 or 5 huko jioni, I'll look for a restaurant and work until 10 at night.
Okay.
And then I'll go home, take a break, 30 minutes, and then work until 1.
Oof.
Yeah. So I work better when I'm not interacting with people. So I'll always look for a restaurant, stay in a corner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Order like 10 coffees and then I work.
You know, I used to see that a lot. A lot of CEOs are never in the office. And nilikuwa nafikiria, man, it's your company. Why are you never here? Now I get it.
No,
I get
work.
you.
No, you can't work.
By the way, ukiwa kwa ofisi ufanyangi job. Unaenda kufanya hivi job. Feel. Yeah.
Kairo, niaje, unaweza tufanya video gari kwa na deal. Kairo, there are some clients who
Yeah.
Kairo, manze nisaidie na client. Wewe amenisumbua. Ni aje client akona pesa. So unapata task ukiwa kwa hao, kama nikaa mimi sasa quotes ningepatia client kama 7 to interact na tufunge deal.
Yeah.
Now in that day you've only handled one client.
That's
so
true.
You have so many things. But if you look for a place, divert your calls for 3 hours. Say you're not reading any emails. You're just going to sort these tasks. You get things done. Right. So you have to master how to delegate.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Kama kitu, if something is not very, and this is something people don't understand, you can't do everything.
Oh, that's for sure.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Kama you just delegate. So typically my day ends at, I'll sleep at 1.
Right.
And before I sleep, to put my brain to sleep, I have to listen to a very boring documentary. Like a coffee farming in Zambia, like cigarette smoking in Nicaragua.
Salimu atakurushia mawe. Salimu hiyo ni walde yake, coffee farming.
Coffee
ya farming. Alafu unaita boring.
Okay, like kwenye ni monologue. Ama Hitler's plan during World War II. Na najua hata watch. But nikisema ati like nizime simu.
Yeah.
Nilale na nianze ku count sheep style lala. Ndajipata nimeenda IG ama Twitter nimeanza kutukana.
Right.
So what I normally do is I just put a documentary, start. So as part of my brain is listening to the boring documentary, now the other part sleeps. Then I wake up in the morning, simu ina battery, and we start again.
Okay, and your day starts. Wow, man.
Yeah. But when I'm in the outside country, I start my days very early. Kama nilikuwa Japan, I'd wake up at 6 a.m. By 8, by 7, we are at the office. By 8, tumeenda kwa auctions. So
how does this auction thing work?
So it works like this in Japan. In Kenya, if you want to sell your car, like if you want to sell your car today, you'll bring it to a showroom.
Yes.
Tukuzie. Ama utenda uweke kwa easy online listing platforms.
Yes.
You try get a buyer.
Right.
Now in Japan, it's quite different because what these guys do is they have auction houses. They are companies whose sole purpose is to create a platform that kind of like levels the score. So you'll bring the vehicle to the auction. The auction house staff will photograph the vehicle. They will grade the vehicle, and they have a very good comprehensive grading system. A way of grading cars, a way of taking vehicle photographs. And these cars are kept in a yard. Very open yards. I went to one in the biggest in the world, USS Tokyo. And we had around over 20,000 cars.
Hey.
The thing is so long, they're like buses inside the yard to take you from one end to the other.
Right.
So kuna kona ya wase wana struggle kidogo. Kuna kona ya mabazuma billionaire. You know, they're like, there's a corner with Ferraris only. So it's a freakingly big yard.
Yeah.
Big yard. So and then once these photos are taken, they've built systems where the cars are uploaded. into an online system that now a dealer like me in Kenya can access. So sahi ukiniuliza ni gari gani inaingia Yokohama kesho. If you want a Mercedes Benz that is going to auction in Yokohama, in Tokyo, in Kobe, in Osaka, any city in Japan.
Uko na hizo zote.
Niko na information yote because they have that system.
Right.
So this is a privilege that dealers are given. And you have to, like in my case now, you have to, of course lazima prove that you know kuna hizo issues that trust nini. So kama mimi I have a very good rapport with them. We've had a marvelous experience now to move a lot of money in terms of client deliveries, so I have full access to all those auctions. So once the cars are brought to the auction, we can log into the auction, see what's coming up tomorrow, and we can place a bid. So from the comfort of my house in Kenya, I can place a bid on a 30 million car tomorrow. Na tukishinda bid, someone in Japan will pay the money for me, collect the car for me, take it to the yard, prepare it for export, and ship it to Kenya. So that's how the system works. So we never interact with the end users. We go through the auction. So for every transaction we do in Japan, a certain amount of money has to be paid to the auction. So that's the open auction. Then there's another one we call the one price auction. So the one price auction hainanga kubagain. This is the car, this is the price. Take it or leave it. Which is what I prefer actually. Because the other auction has a lot of back and forth. What bid do we put? Alafu unapata mtu ako Russia amequote bid na 400,000, you lose the car. Tena so inakwanga a lot of back and forth. And there's now the proper one price auction. But the gist of it all is we don't interact with the owners of the car. The system is very well structured. So we know what the auction is making. I know what my processing guys will make. I know what commission I will make. So properly structured market. Like people send cars from all over the world to the Japanese. Those cars are just the ones used in Japan. Those are local used cars in Japan because Japan has a huge population and a lot of these guys have a lot of money. Kuna a lot of disposable income. So they buy cars in actually bulk numbers. And it will be an environmental headache for the government of Japan to get rid of those cars in a safe manner. So one thing I like about Japanese culture is they're very frugal and they're very caring. So in Japan, you'll find someone has used a car for 10 years, but the car is as good as new. Takes care of it. They follow laws. Japan hata gari inaweza gongo bumper, they write it off. They don't even bother to repair. They're that, as in, they're a very gentle society. So hata usage yao magari, very gentle, very friendly. So unapata all those are cars in zimetumika huko. Because sometimes you'll see a car, you're like, why is even this guy selling this car? Manze, ni mpya. Gari ni mpya. Gari inakuja hapa Kenya inadungwa showroom inawekwa viti karatasi. Unaambiwa hii gari ni brand new na you'd literally buy it. Because number one, the roads don't have dust. Number two, the roads don't have potholes. That is true. Hakuna maram. Number 4, they follow traffic rules. Kama ni traffic lights, stop. Kuna matatu. Ati utagongewa gari. Gari kigongwa, take it to the dealership for repairs. Yani it's a country built on systems. They are so efficient. Their train ikichelewa na more than 30 seconds. You'll be at the platform, you'll hear that the train is going to be late by 40 seconds. Like what madness. And I hear they write apology letters to the bosses. And they'll apologize. They'll say, look, we apologize because the train is late for 40 seconds. Kenya hata train inaweza chelewa siku mzima no. Kikiwa anaweza cancel flight mkae kwa 40 minutes hata watakwambia wewe unafaa ushukuru tumefika hata tumejaribu sana. So that's Kenya for you. So the Japanese, they use their cars very well. And the government of Japan incentivizes companies in Japan to export cars. Over and above the profit they might make from when they export a car, you get some money from the government if you export a vehicle. You pay it back. This is the same also in Singapore. It's called a rebate. So when you export a car, when you export a car to any market, they consider that the government takes that you've done them a favor. Because this would have been an environmental hazard for us. How do we safely get rid of this car? So by exporting the car, umetusaidia sana. So as company X, ndio hii do yako. Look at that, man. Crazy. Man. What's next for Khalif Kairo and Kairo and Jetman? So I think going ahead, I feel like Jetman is a big project for me because I'm a guy who really enjoys flying. now forget about the commercial aspect, because I guess go into flying because of the commercial money aspect, because flying pays well.
Yeah.
But I just enjoy being around planes.
Right.
And I feel in the Kenyan market, there are many people like me who enjoy being around planes. Some people want to fly planes as a hobby.
Right.
So I feel there's an untapped market. There's an untapped culture that I feel that I've been tasked by God to bring into this market. E-culture, you can buy a small plane for 10 million,
Yeah.
fly your wife on the weekend from maybe Nairobi, take her to Nanyuki, have lunch, come back. Ama mseme ni boys trip, chukua ndege yenyu, ingieni Zanzibar,
Yeah.
spend a weekend, come back.
Right.
It sounds very crazy, but it's common in places like South Africa. Like aircraft ownership is not a big deal. If you want to own a plane in the US today, for as little as $500 a month or 50,000, 40,000 shillings a month, monthly, unaweza kuwa unalipia loan ya ndege. Financing is that flexible.
Yeah. Yeah.
You'll go to aircraft selling websites and you'll see them telling you, here's a jet for $1 million. Pay as little as, they say, pay as little as $4,000 a month and own this jet.
Yeah.
Because these cultures have built a whole ecosystem. So we did that with the European cars. We were amongst the first people in Kenya to push Audis on a very massive scale.
I was about to say you're very good with cultures. You made Audi become a thing in Kenya.
Yes. Kama juzi naona wameramba vijana wa Subaru kwa Singa. I was very happy. I didn't go for that race.
Nakumbuka last time mlirambwa na
last time ilikuwa mbaya.
It was bad. But this time unaongea vibaya shinda.
No, this time round hata I'm a happy man. I can even naweza tembea town and siogope.
Yeah.
So I feel that is the next step for me. You know, to sell the general aviation culture in Kenya.
Right.
Yeah, you like, you know, you don't have to be as rich as a Kenyan politician to own a chopper.
Right.
You can start off with a fixed wing for as little as 7 million shillings. You can own a plane.
Right.
So this means this is a new frontier we are creating.
Yeah.
So we'll need new partnerships, parts, people who sell parts,
Right.
people who do mechanics. This is a whole new industry that can make Kenya money. Yeah. So I feel that is the next step for me. Now with Kai and Karo, the objective is to go global. We want to export cars now with our Japanese connections and our strong Japanese partners. I feel like we are at a good place to export these beautiful cars to all over the world. Can ship them to Angola, ship them to Nigeria, because they still have quite a sizable number of left-hand drive cars.
Right.
Ship them to Dubai. And this is only possible, if we just try and scale out.
Yeah.
Because a lot of Kenyan dealerships, even the best Kenyan dealerships you'd know, with the exception of the multinationals that sell brand new cars mostly, a lot of us tuko contained huko.
Yeah.
But Africa is a very big market.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I think when Mungu akinifikisha ile level yenye I can go to Lagos and see we have a store there. Maybe fly down to Zambia, see we have an office there.
Right.
Maybe even go to the Caribbean, because we share a lot with the Caribbean. Jamaica, Trinidad, all these are countries we have a lot of similarities with. The culture, the buying capabilities, and the history. We were both colonized by the British.
Yeah.
So our civilizations are founded upon British customs. So that is the level I want to take Kai and Karo.
What is your stranger than fiction story where kitu ishai happen? Ile story tu unasemanga walai hii nikiambia watu wataniamini but ni ukweli. Ishaini happen here. Tuanzie hapo if you have such a story.
Ile unaambianga wase like
manzi hii na hii ili happen ama nilimitumse akaniconnect hapa hivi inakani stories za jaba but ni ukweli.
No, the craziest one hata ni ya juzi.
Yeah.
When I left Imports by Kairo after that whole saga.
Yeah.
Nilitoka nikiwa peke yangu.
Yeah.
Exactly 1 year later.
Yeah.
Tukifanya foundation,
Yeah.
I had recovered the entire team.
Wow.
I left alone.
Yeah.
I resigned, ceded my shareholding.
Right.
One man. Within 1 year,
Yeah.
God had dojo Mungu ile like the story about double where you live, maybe you are selling 5 cars, now you sell 10.
Yeah.
You had 12 staff, now you have 30. Imeni happen here within 1 year.
And that's amazing. It's amazing. It's a good story, man. Keep going.
Yeah.
Yes. What's your mantra? What's that line? Unashinanga ukijiambia ukiamka every
Kwa
day.
kichwa yangu tu ni God.
Ni God.
In fact, what keeps me in check? Every time I want to do something stupid, I'll always ask myself, what would God say? Juu Mungu ako hapa ananiangaliaje? Ama akiongea na Abraham anasemaje? Anamshoaje cheki ufala ni anadu. Like that actually keeps me in check. Hiyo tu like na imagine wanaambianga nini na Noah, you know. It sounds it actually no, it actually sounds stupid until you start visualizing it.
Right.
Imagine like Mungu akoko amechill and then Noah is there and then there's Abraham. So apiga tu story. Unaona mse anadu like sasa ni kwa nini alibia msedu na tulikuwa tumdunge hii blessing, you know. So nikiangalia things from that perspective, I always move right sana nikifanya kitu ina please Mungu. Na every time I sin because I'm a sinner, like nasikianga by then nilikosea. So that is God ndio ile kitu ndio foundation ya life yangu yote.
Awesome. Bro. All the best, and one of the reasons I know you're going to be super successful apart from your work ethic is simply because you are trying to build a culture that is almost non-existent. Your story at the aviation side. And usually when you're the first at something, you run the culture, you run the world. So man, go for it, bro. Thank you so much for your time today, manze. It's been a heavy conversation. I think hata tumeongea like 1.5 hours ama 2 hours, hata sija notice.
Hiyo ni bonus.
Ya watu mafans wako wa shukran sana manze. Please continue subscribing. Another thing I really want to thank you because Kairo has been coming through a lot for production vehicles that we use, action vehicles. Whenever we are doing a film or a TV show, he always comes through for some of the cars that we use in the TV show, man. Thanks a lot. Unaonanga dream yangu, unaona kwenye nataka kwenda, you never even unasikianga unataka gani kujia. Thanks a lot for that, bro. Thanks a lot. Next na kujia ndege.
Kuja wewe ziko.
Niko serious na kujia ndege mtu yangu. Yeah, man. Keep subscribing. We're still at Longonot Place. Awesome place. Book your staycation. Luku kama kawaida. Rajab Karume pale hivyo IG. Check out his page. Affordable looks that will make you look like a CEO. Yeah. And to the amazing team always behind the camera. Leo si wataji. Mtu yangu nimeongea for 2 hours jo. Mko wengi but asanteni. Mnajijua. Mnaweza piga nduru. Yes. Amazing. And patane na Kairo pale online. Atakupiga banta muhimu.
Lakini ukinipata IG na kwa good boy, unanga mambo mingi. You guy my guy. Nikiingia Twitter natoa mask.
Right. Ladies, tutaendelea kumuombea. Ni kama amesema mambo ya Abel usema mambo ya ladies kwa saizi sawa. All the best, man, in your endeavors. Manze, thank you so much. And that's it for today. See you at the next class.